Hi, welcome back to another video, and in this one I'm doing a test on a piece of gear. I wanted to pick up a handbrake, primarily for use in rally titles, and while there's a lot of big name ones on the market, normally with the associated cost with them, I mean some of them, the Thrustmaster one for example is over 250 quid, you can get the Fanatec one cheaper than that, but you've then got to add in mounts and you've got to add in the adapter to be able to use it with USB because I don't have a Fanatec rim. So I noticed on Amazon quite a few times that there was various generic Chinese produced, by the looks of it, handbrakes going from anywhere from about 70 quid up to 100 quid. Now the primary difference in the pricing on these seemed to be whether you got them from a local, in my case UK, supplier, or whether you ordered them direct from China. If you order them direct from China they're cheaper, but you have a longer period of time to wait, and normally you'd be paying around about 10-12 quid more if you want the mounting bracket with it as well. So I went for one that was on Prime to get it nice and quick. As you can see here, I paid just under £98 for it in a nice shiny blue finish. They do come in other colours as well. It's described as a universal USB universal USB handbrake, PC handbrake, 14-bit adjustable height, horizontal drift rally racing handbrake lever for racing games, G25, 27, 29. I'm not quite sure what listing the G series of steering wheels has to do there, because it doesn't need them at all. In terms of what I got, well, I'll show you some pictures of it, but I must confess it turned up and it was in a non-branded box, plain white box. It was well packaged, in all honesty. 0 instructions, which is a good job. It's actually fairly easy to use and put together. I must confess the first thing that initially did please me was the fact that we are looking at something here that is extremely well constructed. It's surprisingly well made. I genuinely was a little bit shocked with just how well put together it was, apart from the obvious bits of plastic that you can see. So you've got the plastic knob on the mounting system, and the plastic washer that cups up onto it, and the foam handle for the lever itself. The rest of the main structure of it is entirely metal, very nicely put together metal, good solid hefty bolts. The lever itself, the handbrake lever, has a good 6 inches of travel on it, so you've got a good throw on there, which is really nice. It's nicely weighted and nicely damped as well, and it really does feel like it's going to last a hell of a long time. The cable, despite being described in the Amazon piece as nylon, is in fact no such thing. It's not nylon at all. It's a very nice braided USB cable. It's not quite long enough for my length. I would have liked it to be longer, and I do find it amusing that it will not break as easily as leather. I don't think I've ever seen a leather-covered USB cable, but there we go. Now, being perfectly honest, the only part of it which isn't metal in terms of the main construction of it is obviously the USB cable and the board that's in it. Now, the board that's in it is Arduino board, so fairly straightforward thing, but for the money, it's actually really robustly constructed. I'm really pleased with it. Use is dead easy. You plug it in, it's recognised. You go into pretty much any PC games title and it is recognised immediately. It comes up as an axis as well, which means you've got analog rather than a digital on-off, which was the main thing I wanted off the back of this. I wanted that analog. One thing is, one of the downsides of it being a generic controller like this and you've got no software to go with it, is of course that by default you've got a 0 to 100 across that 6 odd inches of throw, which may or may not be good for you. I wanted to reduce it down from that, and I've set it to around about 50%, which you can do in certain titles. So for example, you can do that easily in Dirt Rally 2.0, and you can do it easily in WRC 9. Both of those support it. You can do it in Assetto Corsa. Unfortunately, I wanted to give it a go in Project Cars 2, and that, whilst you can map it perfectly well and it acts as a analog controller on an axis, you can't set the starter endpoint for that, so you can't reduce the travel on it, which is a bit frustrating, but that's more down to the price than anything else and certain titles. But certainly in rally titles, setup's dead easy, works extremely well, and I have to say I'm really pleased with how well it works. I'm using it primarily, as I say, in rally titles, so we're looking here at Dirt Rally 2.0 and WRC 9, and it has made a big difference. I'm still, to a degree, getting used to it, but already it's made a very big difference in terms of how I approach it, and hairpins, obviously a lot easier. Now, just for reference, what I've been using previously was my TH8 Thrustmaster shifter. I basically, for rally titles, set this up so that fourth gear was a handbrake and just pulled it down and pushed it back up. I know some people do that and then stick rubber bands on so that you've got a bit of return on it. I never got on with that, but that's what I was using, which worked, but it was very, what it is, digital. It was on off, which meant balancing was very tricky. Now with this, it's far easier to balance it. You can manage it very, very easily. The throw on it allows you to apply a small amount of handbrake or more, and that does make quite a significant difference to how you use it. One, it's a lot easier in hairpins to actually balance the amount you want, but more importantly, probably I've found more use for it around the one or two call corners, where you can basically just add a very slight amount of handbrake just to get it back. Or if you're in a long corner, a 2 or even a 3 grade corner, and you find yourself washing out slightly, you can just put the very slightest, almost breathe on the handbrake, and that will just tap the back out, tap the nose in as a result, and you just tighten your arc. And it's knocked a significant amount of time off of my stage times in both Dirt Rally 2.0 and WRC 9. So there we go. In rounding up, do I think it's worth the money? Absolutely. I've got to be perfectly honest, I more than think it's worth the money, and I will pop a link to the one I got via the Amazon UK website down below. These are available from a whole range of resellers. They all appear to be identical, but obviously I can only vouch for the one I got from the reseller I got this for. Obviously, if you are on console, unfortunately this won't work for you. It is a PC only system, so please don't pick it up if you're on console. It will not work with your system at all. But if you're on PC and you're looking for a cheaper alternative to the kind of like big name handbrakes out there, I've got to be perfectly honest, I think this is well worth a punt. It's extremely well made. It appears to be very robust in its construction. It's simple and easy to use. It does exactly what you need to do, and I'm getting some great results out of it already. So if you've been thinking about these ones and avoiding them, and this has tickled your interest and you do pick one up, I'd love to know what you think. Pop it down in the comments below. If you've got one already and you've got your own views on it, again, please do pop it down in the comments below. Obviously the only thing I can't really comment on is its longevity. It appears to be built to last, but I've only had it for a short period of time at the present moment, but I will report back if I come across any problems with it. Fingers crossed, touch wood, I don't. There we go. If you found this useful, please do like and subscribe, and if you want to see more content like this, hit the bell icon to be notified when new content gets uploaded. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye.